You've probably been told that you should have your life figured out by 18, yeah? You're expected to know what you want to do, what career path to pick, which degree that you should choose to study, and have it all planned out like it's a walk in the park. But here's the thing, most adults still have no idea what they truly want. They're still figuring it out in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and even their 50s. And that's not failure, that's simply life. You see, the system trains us to believe that certainty equals success, okay? That if you don't know your path early on, you won't amount to much and you'll be left behind, right? And usually this not only comes from your teachers, but in a lot of cases, it comes from your parents as well. And parents are gonna hate me for saying this, and I couldn't care less, because in most cases, parents are the problem and have absolutely no idea how much worse they are making the situation for their kids. And guess what? Your parents don't have to live your life, okay? And yes, we want the best for our children, but why should anyone else dictate your future and what you want to do with your life? So if you're sitting there thinking, I just don't know what I want to do with my life, well, that is absolutely fine. And I'm here to tell you that being uncertain is actually your biggest advantage. And why? Because it means you're open to growth. And with growth, it comes excitement. So if you're feeling helpless right now to make a decision on your career at 18, then this video, it's for you. My name is Richard G-Cornell, and this channel is dedicated to helping people create their own destinies, okay? I've been in business for 30 years helping brands sell more of their products and services. So whether you're a young adult, trying to find your path, or an entrepreneur looking to grow your business, I will show you how to cope and succeed in your journey whilst enjoying it along the way. So let's get into it. Why young people feel lost. And think about it for a minute. For 13 years, school gave you structure. The school bell told you when to start your day and when to stop. Teachers told you, what to do next. But school didn't prepare you for life after school. School taught you how to study for that upcoming exam and how to get good grades so you can go to uni and, get a good paying job. And suddenly one day, it's all gone. You graduate and you're expected to instantly know who you are and what you want out of life, with no one there to help you at all. And it's no wonder why young people feel lost these days. You've been trained to follow instructions your whole life and not to create your own path. And that is why the system is designed to fail you. But the truth is this. Life after school doesn't come with a textbook. There's no instruction guide on what the right steps are, for you to be happy and what path you should take. And that's what your 20s are for experimenting, trying, failing, and discovering. So now it's up to you and only you to explore what it is that will give you purpose. And believe it or not, this is where the fun starts, as now you're in the box seat for the first time. You're now responsible for the decisions that you make, and this should make you feel good and not unhappy, okay? Not knowing is your superpower. So now I'm here to ask you to do something that school never asked you to do before. And that is to flip the uncertainty into something positive and empowering, okay? And not knowing what you want, it's actually freedom. It means you're not locked into something that you might hate later. It means you still have room to explore, to test new things, to pivot and look around you to see, what motivates you the most. Because the people who rush into a career because they've been told that, they need a plan, or have been told to hurry up and make a decision on their future, before they get left behind, they're the ones who often end up stuck. They do what's safe and what's been expected of them. And then 10 years later, they wake up miserable because they've never asked themselves, is this actually what I want to be doing with my life? What's going on? And as an employer, I've seen it happen too many times to remember. When young graduates would come to work in our business, and all of a sudden they realize a year or so in that they hate it, and now they've completely wasted their degree because they've felt pressured. And they've not only wasted their years of study, they've also wasted tens of thousands of dollars on degrees, which now have absolutely no value to them. So my point here is this. You shouldn't see uncertainty as weakness or failure, okay? Look at it as a blank canvas where you can create something of your own. You're not lost. You're just in the middle of learning who you are. And I want you to know that you have time to find out what moves you the most from every experience, the jobs that you take, the people that you meet, even the mistakes that you make. They're clues, and clues that point you towards the kind of life that actually excites you. I was the so-called lucky one, okay? Now, I don't want to contradict myself here, but I was one of the only ones out of all of my friends who knew what I wanted to do in life from a very, very young age, right? And I remember at the age of 14 that I wanted to work in the creative space one day because I grew up, I was drawing every spare moment that I had. I loved it. So for me, it was a little easier to find my feet, and had to, to be fair, this worked for me because I hated school. I never bought into the studying for exams, reasons, or trying to work hard to get a well-paying job. I was, let's say the exception to the rule. I always knew that I wanted to work for myself, But did this mean that I was better than my friends? No, it didn't. It only meant that I'd found my path earlier than most because I never let anyone else tell me what to do. And I suppose that is why I was successful early on, because I was doing something I loved then and I'm still doing it today. But for my friends who didn't know what they wanted to do, it didn't mean that they didn't go on to do great things. They did. It just took them a little longer to work what suited them, right? So my point here is this: everyone will work out their own path when they are ready, which is absolutely fine. But it's what you do on your path that will dictate your future successes. And the reason that I'm using myself as an example here is because I want to highlight how normal it is for the majority of young people to not know what they want to do when they're young or when they leave school, right? It's normal to, to not be sure. It's normal to want to try new things, and it's even more normal to go into something that you're passionate about. So don't worry just yet, as you still have a lot of time on your side to explore. How to embrace the unknown. If you're feeling lost right now, there's 3 things that you can do, okay? Now, firstly, take small experiments, try a job, any job that you think might interest you, okay? Volunteer, start a hobby, join a group. It can be anything. Just don't overthink it. The point here is just to do it and get out there and see what you like. Number 2, pay attention to your energy, okay? What gives you energy and what drains you? That's your internal compass letting you know, what resonates with you. And this is where you can find your passion for things that really excite you, okay? Number 3, drop the pressure, just lose it, okay? You don't need a 5-year plan just yet. You just need to take the next steps that move you forward. And when you do that, you'll start noticing patterns, and those patterns will lead to purpose, okay? And if you can put those 3 steps into action, then you will feel a sense of calmness, and all because you have now given yourself a chance to explore and be in control of your own path. The power of saying, I don't know yet. And when people ask you, what do you want to do when you leave school? And you say, I don't know yet, then that is where you now have the power. And why? Because power in saying that word yet simply means that you're learning, you're evolving, and most importantly, open to growth. It means that you are fine with not knowing just yet, with what you want to do. But you're even more fine because you're acting on your own behalf and not in the interests of others. So next time someone asks you, what are you doing with your life? Don't panic, just say, I'm figuring it out, and I'm okay with that. And I'm seeing what is out there and what excites me, because you're building a foundation that'll last longer than any plan someone else gives you, okay? Especially your parents or peers. This is your time to investigate and seek out information for yourself to see what you like. Focus on learning who you are first, okay? And when you're young, you need not worry about your life, how it's going to turn out. What you need to do first is to stop rushing the answer of what you will do or when you'll end up getting there. Focus on learning who you are first, and even if this takes time, it doesn't matter, because once you know that, everything else from your purpose, your goals, your path will all start to fall into place. And believe me when I tell you this, if more young people stop listening to everyone else on what they should do with their lives and instead focus more on what excites them, then I can guarantee you this, that we would live in a world of much happier people, working in professions that actually motivates them on a daily basis and not just stuck in jobs, that they hate simply to pay their bills. And in my next video, we'll dive deep into exactly that, how to actually find your purpose when you have no idea what you want to do. I'll show you how to build direction through action and not overthinking. Now this wraps up my video today, and if this has helped you feel okay with not knowing what you want to do just yet, then please like and subscribe, or share it with any one of your friends who you think could benefit from this, and drop a comment below if you're unsure, and how it might be affecting you, as I would love to help you in any way I can. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.